You guys, I literally just tried to start this video 2 seconds ago and the flash came on. I said, not the flash. Listen, so something could be a metaphor for light being shown on a situation after there's been some maybe darkness or confusion. There could be light being shown on situations that you guys need clarity about. All right. I also feel like some of you guys are stepping into the spotlight, so get ready for that. There's definitely the ending of chapters and the beginning of new chapters. So you guys, I just want you guys to be ready and welcoming to the new energy, regardless of how it may look on the outside. I have a channel message for you guys that you're about to see or watch giants fall. Okay. So possibly big corporations, possibly, things that have been kind of constant in our reality and our existence could become things of the past, right? There have been times that I've lived through, because I was born in the 90s, early 90s, okay, where major corporations and major companies or, major things that have been constant in our lives have changed, right? I watched cell phones become popularized. I watched social media become popularized. And the way that we used to do things change. And I think a lot of us forget how many drastic or significant changes that we've lived through. And then we kind of forget how it feels when those changes take place. But Spirit is wanting you guys to pay attention and understand what's going on so that you don't have like fear or anxiety about the new things that are coming in. I also feel that a lot of you need to know and accept the fact that you come from old magic. So you could come from a very old bloodline, or you could come from ancestors who were masters of very old magic. And specifically, the reason why they want to highlight this is because they want you to understand that the old magic sometimes takes a bit longer to come into view or to be, I guess, activated, but it doesn't make it any less potent. It actually makes it more potent because it's brewing. Okay. Whenever you do a stew or a gumbo, or you cook something in the crock pot, especially a very like tough piece of meat, and you let it kind of steep and simmer in the spices for a long time, it's the best meal that you've ever had in your life, child. Okay. It's basted, it's soaking, it's absorbing all of those flavors. And that's what a lot of you guys are being asked by Spirit to correlate your gifts and your abilities to. I feel like this is because you guys have prayed a lot and asked God, Source, Spirit, whoever you pray to help you with situations. And that's why it's been seeming as if those situations were left unresolved, or that maybe Spirit wasn't answering your prayers. But in reality, because you come from that old magic and those very ancient bloodlines, the way that your power works and the way that your ancestors and your spirit team work with you is going to be different from people who are kind of like new in the game. Okay. Some of you may have past lives that you've lived where you actually had direct access to this old magic, and you were possibly a master of this old magic, and it's something that your soul never forgets. So it's like you're still doing that stuff the way that you were taught to do it in the old way, but it doesn't show up the same way. So, with your new recollection of reality, you may have thought it wasn't working, but Spirit is confirming that it's actually working, you guys. Okay. Like sometimes people say, oh, their new money and their old money. This person comes from an old money family and this person comes from a new money family. Okay. Like in the Gilded Age, when they talked about a lot of people coming to America and they brought their old money with them and they had old connections to money and things like that. It's the same thing. It's like spirit is relating it to that for your gifts, for your power, for your abilities, for the way that you alchemize the energy. And you may not even do any of the quote unquote spell work that other people do. You may do it in your own way. You may do it internally. You may do it in your sleep. Okay. But it's just because it takes a little bit longer or it, needs more time to steep and simmer doesn't make it any less effective. Okay, so we're going to get into it. A collective reading for you guys. If you don't know, or if you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. You guys, even if you've been here, still like the video. It really does help out, you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Also, the November monthly readings are up. So just so you guys know, every month at the beginning of the month, I film all of the zodiac sign readings for you guys. And they are up on the channel now, ready to go for the month of November. And it was crazy. It was spicy. It was hot. It was potent. There's a lot going on in the month of November, and it has not even fully begun. So just brace yourselves. Don't put any expectations on yourself or situations around you or people around you, because the less you expect for a particular outcome, the more space you allow for your ancestors and your spirit team and your own gifts to work in your favor. Okay? Anything you need to know is going to be in the description box below, you guys. I offer more than just personal readings. If you want me to pray for you, if you want to be a pen pal, we got a couple pen pals and we correspond back and forth, and it's a really positive experience. I feel, at least for me and for the people who I've heard from, they really like it. So if you guys want to check any of that out, just be sure to let me know by clicking the link in the bio. Okay? Ooh, in the description box. Wait. So this is a weird card. This deck is new. This is a weird card. It says, I hate nothing about you. So it's like somebody cannot find a reason to hate you. I feel like somebody is looking for a reason to hate on you or to hate you or to have a problem with you, and they just cannot find it. It's kind of like, I hate that I love you. I hate how much I love you, boy. I can't stand how much I need you. And then we have fake friends, which fell on my lap and I picked it up in reverse. So it looks to me that you guys are looking or searching for real friends, because you're saying goodbye to the fake friends in your life. You're saying goodbye to the superficial, artificial connections with people who try to find reasons to be mad at you, or people who try to find reasons to hate you, or people who deny their feelings and try to flip it in weird ways. Ooh, bank failure. I'm telling you, this came out on the Pisces channel for members, and I'm just saying, I'm telling you, I said this at the beginning, you're about to watch giants fall. So there could be some type of bank issue that's coming up in the near future. Just be prepared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. When it happens, okay, you're going to see who your real friends are and who your fake friends are. Some of you guys are going to see, people's demeanors change. There's definitely, I feel like, a bank that Spirit is sending me a prediction about. And I don't like to speak negatively, because there's such a catch-22 with, this type of spiritual work, making predictions, having premonitions. People really judge this whole, situation sometimes. And, they'll say that we speak things into existence, or we want something like this to happen. But it's like, that's not really the case. I don't want any harm to come to anyone. I don't want any harm to come to anyone's finances or livelihoods. But there are some major, corporations or, conglomerates, organizations that could be falling, and it could be associated with the banks. Now, we have running away. Some of this could be about bank bailouts too. Something about like financial institutions or very old institutions wanting to be bailed out of situations or trying to run away. Yeah, there's going to be people who find out who their real friends are and who their fake friends are when some type of financial crisis takes place. And I feel like Spirit is telling you about this because it could happen on a large scale, but it could also happen on maybe a more micro, smaller scale for you guys or people around you. You'll realize who's really there for you. If it kind of feels like this is a situation that's happening to like billionaires. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative, so I'm not going to assume, but 1 month and 1 year is at the bottom. This could be something that people know is happening already. Like, certain people could be hiding the fact that there's some type of banking issue going on. I mean, a lot of people who are involved in currency and finance already know that this is happening. I know that there's an increase in the price of like gold and silver, I think. People are starting to inflate because I feel like because they're buying it. I'm not an expert on this, so take it with a grain of salt. But I've heard that the price of gold is increasing and like the price of silver is increasing because people are trying to buy it up due to the supply or demand or something like that. Some of you guys are going to find out who's real and who's fake because of the collapse of some type of institution, right? Like you're going to see who's really like in a position that they claim that they're in. Kind of like, it feels like social media, because some people consider social media friends or followers to be kind of like fake, like it's artificial. There could be people perpetrating online as if they're wealthy or they have money, but really they're relying on the banks or the credit that they receive, either from having connections when it comes to credit, having connections when it comes to clout, or having like credit cards, bank loans, things like that. People who aren't really real, people who have fake followers, people who buy streams, people who buy engagement online. It's like bots, because that statement, "I hate nothing about you," is a weird state. It doesn't make sense. So it's kind of like bots commenting things that don't make sense and, finding out who's really engaging with who and who has real, support and who's actually doing well. Those are the type of things that I'm getting from this energy. And there's going to be a lot of people who are running away, trying to escape the exposure that's going to come from this kind of like giants falling type of energy. There are going to be people who think that they have friends in high places, but when they're cut off from something or when something fails, they're going to find out how little those friendships mean because they're fake. Wow. What else does the collective need to know? I'm not ready. Yeah. So somebody knows that this is about to happen, or there's like this subconscious energy where someone is not ready for this, or they're not going to be ready for this. Think before you act. And then matching energy. 3, 44, 14, which is a 5. 3, 4, 5. Think before you act. I also feel like some of you guys have situations where okay, so this is more abstract, right? Some of you guys are going to find through situations the people who weren't real in your life because there's some type of collapse that's creating problems for people. Like, this could be just a collapse of infrastructure. This could be a collapse of creature comforts. Like, there's not as many creature comforts. It's like you're going to figure out who's real and who's fake because there's going to be people who run away and there's going to be people who face things head on. There's going to be people in your life who are willing to stand with you and stand by you. And then there's going to be people who want to find a reason to hate you or want to find a reason to like mess with you, but they can't, and they're kind of being forced out. I feel like Spirit really wants you to think before you make decisions because there's something that you may not be ready for, but that your energy is matched to, right? If you're not prepared for something, I wouldn't be like 100% like whatever I'm talking about when it comes to this, because I sometimes predict things and I don't realize I'm predicting it in the moment. But it feels like whatever's about to happen, you may feel like you're not ready for it. But Spirit is saying because you're connected to this old magic and you're connected to ancestors that, you know these old skills energetically, you really need to think before you act. Because look, I saw this at the beginning and I'm just going to bring it up because that's crazy. The high priestess was at the bottom. It's like your intuition is going to tell you what to do in situations that are foreign to you or situations that are unexpected and a little bit scary. It's like they don't want you to make decisions from a place of fear or panic. They want you to think before you act. And even if you don't feel like you're ready for something, it's like they still want you to face it head on. They don't want you to run away or fall for tricks that people are going to create or present because you're afraid and trying to run away from something. Whatever this is that's coming, Spirit is saying face it head on. Don't be afraid. Don't be a punk ass bitch. Match the energy. Whatever is coming, just as boldly as whatever it is shows up, they want you to be as bold when it comes to the steps that you take. Because anyone who is creating a solution to a problem and that solution is to run away or be fearful or hide from the truth or shy away from what needs to be done, those are the people who you need to steer clear of because they're cowardly. And more than likely, whatever the solution is more so going to benefit them more than it benefits you. Because they're not your real friend. And I feel like Spirit is trying to get them out of your life since that card fell on the floor. Okay. What else? Ooh. What else for the collective? Red flagged. Warning signs. Take heed. Risky situation. Yeah. Love bombing, overly attentive, showered with affection, personal gain. See what I'm saying? Even if this is on a small scale in your community with your friend groups, with your family, or on a larger scale with like a big group of people, Spirit is warning you against falling for something that someone is trying to present to you when it's coming on too strong. Like they could be coming on too strong, or they could be flattering you too much. They could be trying to blow your head up with compliments. Whatever they're offering you could be for their own personal gain, and they want you to pay attention and heed the red flags. And if you feel like you're not ready for something, or that you're scared of something, and somebody is trying to give you this magic solution or this magic potion to get you out of it instead of facing it head on and dealing with the cause of the issue, they're saying that that's a red flag. Ooh, black sheep. Rebelling, going against expectation, defying norms, right? And wasn't that the David and Goliath story? Listen, if it's real or fake, or if it's flipped around, I don't care. That's whatever people usually say is the story or whatever, is like David is facing fear, taking on Goliath, right? David is going against the grain and fighting back against Goliath when everybody else kind of was scared. I don't know the story. I'm not a biblical person. I don't be all up in the Bible. But there are some good metaphors in the Bible, and I feel like that's one of them. It's like, I also feel like if there's someone who's coming into your life or trying to come back into your life, and you know they were fake, or you know that they were disingenuous, and they're coming back just because something is going wrong for them and it could be going right for you, Spirit is saying, like, match that energy, which means it's like you don't have to stoop to someone's level. But if a person ran away from you when the going got tough in your life, they weren't there to support you through the hard times, you're not obligated to support them just because they're in a bad situation. Because I feel like you guys might be ready for something, but somebody else may not be ready for something. And they could be coming to you because they're not prepared the way that you are, and wanting you to help them now that they realize that you were right, or realize that they should have listened to you. And Spirit is saying, like, no, you need to match the energy of people who are on the same page as you and focus a majority of your energy on them, versus focusing your energy on someone who just wants to love bomb you or flatter you into sharing your gifts with them when they don't deserve it. And you don't have to be scared to set that boundary. Because I think some of you guys, because of what you've learned through spirituality, sometimes get a little nervous about putting your foot down with people. And love and light is great, but you guys know, I always say love and light is beautiful. It's great. It's wonderful, but there's a time and place for everything. And at the end of the day, it appears that we're coming into a time and a place where setting boundaries, putting your foot down, drawing a clear line in the sand, and communicating assertively and clearly with courage and bravery is going to be the key to survival for a lot of us. What else does the collective need to know? Courthouse. So there could be a decision that's being made right now. People are starting to pick up what's being thrown down. There could be some type of government situation going on, government decisions, corporate decisions, information that's being dropped here and there and everywhere. There are decisions that are being made in regards to the public, in regards to our communities, in regards to what's going on collectively, that are causing problems. You could also be finding out through different grapevines that you can sense, or something is coming. Wow, we have sudden wealth. Oh, great fortune, lovers, look at that. You're coming in contact with a lot of people who are in the same predicament as you, meaning this sudden wealth is coming to a lot of you guys' life. I really feel like with that message about the old magic, a lot of your spells, a lot of your prayers, a lot of your wishes are about to hit. It's like that's what the old magic does. It hits at the moment it's supposed to hit. You might see people who have this new magic that's able to hit whenever they wanted to, but it's not protecting them in a way like the old magic does. The old magic protects in a way where it hits the person who's able to wield it in the time that it's most beneficial for it to hit, right? You don't need to be wealthy and financially stable and have a lot of good luck and good fortune when things are going good. You want to have all those things and the horn beep. You want to have all those things when situations and shit are hitting the fan. When things are going bad, you got that good fortune to click in and clock in and be like, "Yep, I'm here now. What's up?" You called, you rang. It's like you don't want your genie to show up when everything is going good. You need your genie to come through in the clutch. You need the people who are going to come through in the clutch. You don't need the cowards who are going to run away when shit gets scary, when things get hard. So at the end of the day, Spirit is telling you be grateful for this, because this is a way that your spirit team and your ancestors have protected you. You're about to meet people who are in the same alignment with you, lovers and matching energy. Think before you act, because there's someone who wants to take advantage of this old magic that you possess who is not worthy of it. And I feel like you have enough information or history or pattern recognition with this person to understand that they're fake, they're not ready, and they're going to be cowardly when the going gets tough. You're about to meet some other black sheeps, some other curse breakers. You're about to meet people who match your energy, and you're being brought together so that you guys can move forward together. You guys are meant to have this particular intertwining experience when it comes to your destiny. And the only reason why these fake people are coming back is because they can't find a reason to hate you, because there was never a reason to hate you in the first place. They created reasons in their head that were a reflection of their own inner hatred to hate you. It wasn't because of necessarily anything that you did. I mean, people aren't perfect, but you know you're into it. You saw when you were getting bullied by these people, or you were, being falsely accused, or whatever was going on where they were rejecting you. And rejection is protection, and that's exactly why. So what is it that you want the collective to know, Spirit? Yeah, you have something very valuable, and it's something that doesn't always appear valuable with the Queen of Pentacles. It's something that, people may underestimate, right? Like, people underestimate the coupon clippers. They may talk shit about you, because my throat just closed up. This is something that people may talk shit about. They may have made fun of you for having patches on your clothes, but you come from a long line of seamstresses that maybe made their own clothes or made their own children's clothes, or they mended clothing. You could have come from a slave who mended the master's clothes and everybody's clothes, or made their clothes. And that's an old skill. That's old magic. That's woven into the tapestry of your soul. You may come from a long line of chefs or talented cooks who are kitchen witches and know how to throw together something out of nothing. They know how to go in that cabinet, which a lot of us do. They know how to go in that cabinet, go in that pantry, pull something out of the freezer. It might have a little freezer bite on it, might be a little crusty and crunchy, but they know how to put life back into it. That meat might look a little gray, but them kids got to eat, that family got to eat, and they revitalize it and they put life back into it. You might come from a long line of midwives, nurses, practitioners, witch doctors who understand how to mold and fuse together energy to mend wounds and to heal. Whatever it is that you have a talent or a gift or an ability for. This could even be old magic that brings you money. You might have found a lot of pennies and quarters and coins when you were a kid. And you just have a connection to the earth. So those earth minerals that are valuable automatically find you. And Spirit is telling you that this is being tapped into. This is what the culmination of all of your prayers and wishes have come together to reveal. And it's being revealed in a time where people are starting to figure out that it's not funny to make fun of people who came to school with patches on their knees. It's not funny to make fun of people who didn't have the nicest shoes on and they were wearing the shoes from last year because their mama figured out how to sew them back together. It's not funny to make fun of the people who can't have steak for dinner every night, or the people who don't necessarily eat off the finest china. It's not funny to put people down when they come around looking disheveled or they have an appearance that's not always tip top. Because those are the people who you're going to be crying to when your ass can't figure it out and when all of your new magic has worn off. That's when we go back to the tried and true foundational old magic that all of those types of people possess. And I'm not saying this to feed into your victimhood. Don't get it fucking twisted. This is not for you to be like, oh yeah, proving me right for being a victim. Them people was bothering me. No, them people might have been bothering you, but this is not the time to revert back to those old toxic habits of victimhood that end up corrupting your blessings once you get them. This is not the time to revert back to those old habits of self-sabotage that corrupt your blessings when you get them. Why do you think people get to the top and then forget where they came from? It's because they haven't worked through the pain that they feel and the hurt that's come from the endless wounds that they received on the way there. And then they become corrupted. Okay? Spirit don't lie. They become corrupted and it corrodes from within and it causes an implosion to where whatever they were meant to do once they finally got to that position is lost in the ego, envy, greed, jealousy, gluttony, or whatever sin that you want to put on it. So I'm not here to validate your fucking grievances with people who did you wrong and validate this desire to be on top and point your finger down and say I told you so. That's not what this is about. This is for those of you guys who understand that you've been through things that have brought you through, different ups and downs and trials and tribulations, and you want to make the most of this next season in your life. That's who the fuck I'm talking to. And if you're not ready for that, that's okay. That's more than likely why you found this reading, because deep down somewhere inside of you, you are ready and you just have to believe it. But make sure your head is on straight and make sure you're not getting the game fucked up when it comes to what I'm saying, because that's going to be on you, not me. Not my bloodline, not my ancestors, not my spirit team, not my family, not my children and the children who are going to come after them. That's going to be on you. And you can't blame me for that if you don't want to see the truth and you click off and you get upset because it's triggering something inside of you. More than likely, your ancestors want you to be a part of the group that understands. And they're showing you me, because I'm going to say it to you the way they would have said it to you had they been here to be able to say it to your face. Now, at the bottom, we have the 8 of Pentacles. This is about the work that you do. And we have the 5 of Pentacles, and that's where the corrosion starts from. Some of you guys are about to be recognized for your work. Some of you guys are about to be working independently. Some of you guys may start a business, or you have a business that's about to be successful. Some of you guys, people are starting to discover you, and you need to know that not everybody in the crowd is your friend. Some of you guys are working from sun up to sundown, and you could be doing many different things. But there are going to be people who you have to close the door on. There are going to be people who are only there for their own ulterior motives. Some of you guys have practiced for a long time, and whatever that is, that could be practicing medicine, that could be practicing law, that could be practicing some type of divination. but you've been practicing for a long time, which doesn't just mean you've been doing it for a long time, but you've been training for a long time. You've been being lifted up to where you have the knowledge and the skill set and the experience and the cohesivity to create a quality product every time, working out the kinks of a situation. Right? Spirit done put starch in y'all's draws, okay? They starched it right on out, and they worked out all them kinks and all them wrinkles. And that's why you had to go through everything that you just went through, so that you could be able to stand in front of folks and show your work. Because there's a lot of fake people who their line of credit or their line of power or their line of magic from this new money is getting canceled. You know why? Because Spirit is asking people to show your work. Show your work. What have you done? What have you done for your community? What have you done for your bloodline? What have you done for the people around you? What have you done for society? How have you improved? How have you made positive change? Or have you been a fucking nuisance? Have you caused some type of evolution and progression, or have you caused de-evolution and regression? Show your motherfucking work. And the people who haven't shown their work or lack the proper requirements to be able to walk through this new door are going to be out here looking sad and sorry. But see, the thing about it, the key is right there. They don't realize that all they got to do is get up and get the key and unlock the door. But the key is the Eight of Pentacles. The key is the work. The key is the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to get to this point. And some of y'all gonna be out there if you don't listen. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not your mama. I can't tell you what to do. But don't be out there with them, fooling around, fucking around with the fuck arounds. Either because you too busy trying to bring them through with you, or you too busy laughing at them because you walking through the door and then you turn around and the door be shut in your face. Sometimes people don't realize the key is there because they not looking, or it's invisible because they don't want to do the work. This is about Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, strong Virgo, and Taurus. Possibly this Taurus full moon. What's this Queen of Pentacles? What's this Queen of Pentacles? The Hangman. Look at that. Pisces energy as well. Look. You're about to see everything that you've been through and everything that you've learned along the way from a totally different perspective. This is when it all clicks. You're going to realize why you've been kind of stagnant, possibly. Why you've been a little bit overly cautious. Why you feel that you've been kind of rotating or spinning your wheels in the same position. We got the Eight of Swords and we got the Queen of Cups. Strong Pisces energy, possibly Gemini, Cancer, or Scorpio. Strong Pisces and Scorpio, possibly Cancer or Gemini, along with Taurus, Virgo, and possibly Capricorn. This is somebody who, had to see that the shadows weren't necessarily real. They were real enough to cause a reaction, but they weren't real enough to hold you back. This is anxiety, fear, worry. And there's sirens in the background. This is stress. This is overthinking. And I feel like you guys are going through a stage of enlightenment where you're deciding to open your eyes and see that you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to do that. These certain things that kept you in a position for so long were things that not only weren't important or weren't that big of a deal, even though they could be valid. It's like you're realizing that these are things that shouldn't hold you back and won't hold you back because you're deciding. But you're also realizing a level of love and gratitude for yourself and for those situations, for those people, for those relationships that allowed you to break free from all of these chains and strings and everything that was getting you all knotted up. I feel like a lot of you guys are no longer worried about what's coming. You're walking into a time where you're looking forward to the future because you know whatever's behind you is meant to be behind you. You're not looking back at it. You have officially turned your back on a lot of situations. And that is what's propelling you forward. A lot of you are putting your heart into your work, putting your soul into whatever you're doing. And all of that shows the work that you've been putting in this entire time. You were never going to fit in. That's what the black sheep card is saying. There are people who are going to act like they fit in with you, but they don't. You're going to know. You're going to feel the match of energy. It's going to be something electric. It's something that there's going to be no question. If you have to question a person's motives, if you have to question their intentions, if you have to question like how they make you feel, then it's going to be a no. That's what this is about. What's this running away up here? Yeah, look at that. Strength, courage, bravery, self-control. Uh-oh. There could be people who are very angry. There could be people who are very upset with what's going on. They could be very resentful. They could try to make you resentful. They could try to scare you away from the door. It's like, this is the thing. The door could be open for those who are meant to come through it. But the people who aren't meant to come through it aren't going to be able to walk through the door. But they're going to be standing there. They're going to be standing there at the doorway trying to find a reason to get you to run away, or trying to provoke you from running away, or provoke you into running away from what's meant for you. Or if you just stay out here with us, collective, you know, it's going to be more fun. You don't even want to go in there anyway. That's lame. Trying to trick you into giving away your blessing. The Star and the Four of Pentacles. You have a deep connection with the universe, with Source, with God, with Spirit. Some of you could have Aquarius or Leo in your chart. Pisces, Scorpio, Virgo, Taurus, any of the other signs I called. But this is positivity as well. This is optimism. This is influence. This is focus on a goal. So much so that you are wanting to achieve it, but it's not so much focused on it out of fear. I think that's another thing that you guys realize. You may have been heavily focused on a goal, but it was the focus and the determination and the obsession was coming from a place of fear at the core. Now it's coming from a place of optimism, a place of hope, a place of inspiration, a place of creativity. It's like the source of what was powering you was a little bit thrown off, and you had to dig deep and continue to kind of like replay situations until you realized it. But it's like they want you to understand that now that you realize it, you don't have to keep replaying these situations. That is the trigger. That is the temptation. That is the pull or the draw of the metaphor of people standing in front of the door. You see the door is open, but they trying to have a party over here and make you think it's more fun to stay on this side of the door than to walk through and receive your blessing. So Spirit is telling you, stay optimistic, stay hopeful, be strong, be brave, be courageous. You know, don't run away from your destiny, because it's been waiting for you. They've been holding it for you. You already have built the foundation. Now, what's the advice? The Hierophant. Look, that's what I'm saying. Look at this. Now, the only thing you have to do is be committed to climbing these steps. And it's probably a lot of steps. And you probably going to be tired. But it's going to pay off because that light at the top is the star. At least the way it looks to me. King of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, and the Seven of Swords. This is you sticking to your strategy. With that courage, with that bravery in the back of your mind. With, allowing your passions to flow freely. Allowing your creativity to flow freely. Your sacral chakra may be activated. You may be very attractive right now. So distractions are going to be coming from everywhere with this Seven of Swords. It could be people. It could be, commitments, obligations that you feel like you have. It could be, social media. It could be anything. But they're telling you to stick to your strategy. Because there is someone here who wants to distract you from what you've committed to. Queen of Wands, look at that. But they're going to make themselves look like they're a match, but they're not a match. They're going to make themselves look like they're committed to the same things that you are, but they're not. They're going to make themselves look like they want to have a relationship with you and they want to be, exclusive or whatever it is that would be your desire. They're going to make you feel like they desire what you desire, and they're going to make you feel like they're going to give you your desire, but they're not. It needs to come from within you and what you achieve for yourself. Page of Pentacles and the Tower card. Yeah, there's going to be a serious sign. There's definitely some type of situation where something is being destroyed. There could be a CEO or a boss at your job being removed from a position. This could be a political figure being removed from a position. This could be someone taking over a business or a corporation, or one business taking over another business, kind of chewing it up. It dissolving in, like a small company dissolving into a larger company. I don't know what this is, but this tower is bringing transformation. It could be shocking. I also feel like your confidence and the potential for you to achieve a very fast turnaround on something, because it's fire energy, it's extremely possible right now. Okay? You have the potential to use your confidence and use your bravery and use your charisma, your creativity, your courage to create a major change very quickly. Like just how fast lightning strikes. It's here 1 minute and it's gone the next. And it's a quick thing. Hold on. Oh, I thought my phone was not on Do Not Disturb, but it was. Yeah, so the only way somebody's going to be able to distract you is if you allow them to distract you. You have a lot of potential, and all of a sudden, everybody comes in wanting you to commit, wanting you to sell their product, wanting you to marry them, wanting you to be in a relationship, all this shit. Don't listen. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But the heat is definitely turning up. And I feel like some of you guys want to be as prepared as possible. Strong Scorpio, Taurus, Pisces, Virgo, Leo, Aquarius, and possibly even Libra connected to this energy. Any of the other signs I called could be of some significance. Anything final that the collective needs to know? I don't know why I said it like that. Any final... Ooh! What was that? See, these fake friends and these toxic family members, they finna go. They want to hold on though. Celebrating. See what I'm saying? Toxic family members or toxic connections from your past trying to put on a show, perform, act like they cool with you. They're not cool with you. They snickering in the corner at your celebration party, at your graduation party, at your coming out party. They're snickering in the corner, mad. Why didn't you let collective know that we had their back? Why you the one fucked it up? You the one messed it up with them because you did that thing to them back then and you did this to them. No, you the one messed it up because you did this to them and you did that. A booga wooga wooga. All this extra stuff. No, they're going to be over there in the corner, frustrated, arguing about who was to blame for messing it up so that they couldn't be part of this celebration in your life. Because they were celebrating you going the wrong way and acting like they were sad about it. But now that things are happening in your life and things are turning around and you're doing well, they're going to act like they was always here. They're going to act like they always had your back. And most of it is going to just be about money. Most of it is going to be these people going through financial struggles. And it's not something to be proud of or happy about, but it's just the reality of the message. You got bank failure, you got sudden wealth, great fortune, and lovers. So either you guys are going to be in a position where you're financially stable on your own, or you're financially stable at your career, or you're going to be in a situation where your relationship is stable and maybe your partner is financially stable and maybe, through association, you are too. Yeah, 8 of Wands, another 8. We've seen the 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. So these are people who you've walked away from. Look, things are about to speed up and they're going to start rushing in, want to communicate with you because they're stressed. You set a boundary with these people, but they are motivated. They have a goal in mind to come and bombard you. 7 of Pentacles. And Spirit is telling you, hey, that old magic is slow magic. And part of the protection that comes with that old magic is you got to remove all those people before it's able to really kick in. You can't you can't use your magic for real. You can't utilize this old magic connection if you got a bunch of fake people around you and fake people in your life, because it's so precious. It's so precious and so valuable, and it's such a hot commodity that even like your ancestors will not let it transpire if you have the wrong people around you, because even access to you while you're like utilizing this old magic, even if it's subconscious, the people who are fake and the people who are toxic and the people who are phony, who have access to you while you're vibrating in this energy, will be able to absorb it psychologically and psychically and subconsciously. And it's very sacred. It's very old. They are not allowed to have access to this power. That's why you had to move away. These people are burdened and they're wanting to communicate with you. They're making a decision that they feel like is the right decision to communicate with you after a long time, because they're stressed out in whatever situation they're stressed out in, and they want to come back and be all up in your energy and in your space. And Spirit is warning you because this is about to happen. I'm telling you. And you don't want to be like these folks who you've seen all your life be a shining light and a star and the black sheep of their family, and literally be destroyed by people who should not have access to them. It's very powerful. What is the advice? What is the advice for the collective? Ooh. Kohinoor Diamond, mistake. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. But I feel like this advice, I mean, don't hold it against people if they make mistakes. People make mistakes, but that don't mean you have to bring somebody toxic into your life. This is, I feel, what people are going to say. Your spirit team is giving you the advice to know that these toxic people, these fake friends, these phony people, they're going to be like, oh, I just made a mistake. I didn't know. I was in a dark place, whatever. That doesn't mean that you have to allow them in your space because you are a pearl. You're rare. This is a rare opportunity. It says intuition. Intuition is seeing with the soul. And adventuring, fortune. Chance is the first step you take. Luck is what comes afterwards. So maybe some of you guys took a chance and it's paying off. Your intuition told you to take a chance on something. Your intuition told you maybe try again. Your intuition told you that it was time for something to happen, or it was time for you to do something. And now that luck or that intuitive nudge that you followed and the chance or the risk that you took to follow it is turning into fortune, sudden wealth, great fortune, lovers, commitment, consistency in your life, stability. And if you're thinking about taking the chance now, this is the message that you needed to hear to basically not hesitate. So I hope that helped you guys. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonated, you guys. Book a service if you want to check out my services. And if you found this reading extra helpful, you guys please consider donating through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. It is really helpful. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are gaining something positive from these readings, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.